97.5 WFHR and 105.5 WIRI, your Wisconsin Rapids home for locally grown radio. Here's your Daily News Roundup.
From the Wisconsin Rapids Local Newsroom, I'm Melissa Kay. There's an aerial flood watch issued for portions of central and northeast Wisconsin today. The National Weather Service in Green Bay issued the notice from noon until 10 p.m. tonight. Excessive runoff may cause flooding in rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone areas. Creeks and streams in the area are already running high and could flood if we get heavy rain throughout the day. Areas affected include Marathon, Portage, and Wood counties. Shawano and Wapaka could also see flooding in northeast Wisconsin. Central Wisconsin saw 2 to 4 inches of heavy rain on Wednesday. Soils are very saturated, and the heavy rain expected this afternoon and evening could lead to more flooding. The DNR is looking for landowners interested in hosting a gun deer hunt for hunters with disabilities again this year. The deadline to enroll is July 1st. There are some changes to the program this year. The first 7 days of the hunt this fall will need to be conducted on a property that is sponsored and enrolled in the program. That's October 3 through 9. On the weekend of October 10 and 11, eligible hunters may hunt statewide on public land or on any private property they have permission to hunt. The property doesn't need to be enrolled in the program. This is the same weekend as the youth deer hunt. Same as last year, landowners must have at least 60 acres available and be able to host at least 3 hunters. They also need to complete the online application by July 1st. Flag Day lands on a Sunday this year. Our current flag is the 27th official flag of the United States, representing our country since 1960. Wisconsin Rapids will celebrate with the downtown bridges lit in red, white, and blue June 14th through the 18th. Local news every hour throughout the day or on demand anytime at WFHR.com and WIRI.FM. From the Wisconsin Rapids Local Newsroom, I'm Melissa Kay.
With Civic Media News, I'm Terry Miller. Severe storms swept across much of Wisconsin Wednesday, hitting areas like Madison, Milwaukee, Beaver Dam, and Appleton with strong winds, hail, and power outages. At one point, nearly 100,000 customers were without electricity, especially in counties like Dane, Jefferson, Waukesha, and Marathon. Winds over 60 miles per hour knocked down trees and power lines, causing damage in places like Fond du Lac and Oshkosh. There were also reports of large hail and a few isolated tornado threats. Crews are still working to restore power, with more storms possible later today. Voter participation in Wisconsin remains among the highest in the country, even as turnout edges down. A new national report ranks the state 8th overall, with more than 72% of voting-age residents casting ballots in 2024. That's a small drop from the last presidential election, continuing a slight downward trend. Researchers also note Wisconsin ranks low in trust in the federal government, but leads the nation in trust between people. Wisconsin is working to make it easier for people to visit state parks by combining admission passes with vehicle registration. State leaders say the partnership could simplify how residents pay for park access and plan trips. The effort is being led by WisDOT, the DNR, and Travel Wisconsin. They'll outline the details at a news conference this morning at Lake Kagansa State Park. And a strong spring turkey hunt in Wisconsin brought in nearly 48,000 birds. The DNR data puts this year's total well above recent averages. Experts say favorable weather has helped birds survive and reproduce. The season wrapped up May 26th, and officials say interest remains high, with more than 235,000 permits issued. More news can be found at civicmedia.us.
The crew heads for home. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Baseball. The Brewers return to Milwaukee to begin a 3-game series tomorrow night against the Philadelphia Phillies. The Brewers lost last night to the A's in Vegas 4-3, despite a good showing by right-hander Brandon Sproat, who gave up only 4 hits and 1 run through 6 innings.
That's good, 6 innings, 1 run. Yeah, it's great. Those are the results. But really, what I'm more proud of is just staying with the process and just keep, just stacking good days, stacking good work.
Manager Pat Murphy on Sproat's performance.
He attacked and he was ahead in the count most of the time, and very pleased with him to go as long as he did. That's pretty good. Deserved to win.
NFL, Tucker Kraft telling reporters at minicamp he thinks he could be ready by week 1 against the Vikings. NBA, the Knicks were down 29 points and still came back to win 107-106 over the Spurs to take Game 4. It's the greatest comeback in finals history. With Sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Bormans. Partly sunny at first, then increasing clouds. Showers and thunderstorms becoming likely in the afternoon. High temps in the upper 70s. Showers and thunderstorms hanging around through the early evening, then gradual clearing with lows in the mid-50s.
That's your Wisconsin Rapids News Roundup from WIRI and WFHR, locally grown radio. Find more news anytime at WFHR.com and WIRI.FM. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts.